sure some of you watching. Okay, so there's a new locked door. That's a locked door too, because it reacted when I tried to enter it. So that's a new discovery at least. Maybe that's the goal, discovering, or maybe one of these doors will open. Okay, so now we're back to the long hallway. And this is the, I guess we can call this the original. So this is the original bathroom. Man, these blur effects are starting to make me bleh. Okay. That door reacts, but it's locked. So I'll continue on. Okay, there's a radio here. Or a clock, at least. Another bathroom. And swingy light. So this door does not react. Wait, where's the other door? There it is. And that door reacts. So that's a locked door. This hallway either. There's pictures on the ground. And there's a hole. Aha! So we know there's a bathroom here. Doesn't react. Can we look through this hole again?
I got a message for all you folks out there in Radio Land. Now's the time for action.
Okay.
I got a message for all you folks out there in Radio.
I feel like I need to hold that for a little while. It's just kind of hard to hold the stick down.
Now's the time for action. Our society is rotten to the core. I'm talking while the fine, upstanding folks got their welfare cut, got their jobs pulled out from under us.
Something's gonna look at me, I know.
You know what to do. Now's the time. Do it.
Okay, we got murder. No turning back now. Okay, we're back to normal movement.
You got fired, so you drowned your sorrows in booze. She had to get a part-time
Hey,
job
our friend
working
Mr.
the
Fetus is
grocery
back.
store cash
Hi, Mr.
register.
Fetus.
Only reason she could earn a wage at all is the manager liked how she looked in a skirt. You remember, right? Exactly 10 months back.
10 months back. So, baby had something to do with this. But now we're back to moving normal speed. Which is good for me because doesn't make me feel sick anymore. So Mr. Fetus isn't in this one. I feel like that's almost part of it, like that blur effect just ugh. Okay, we're back to normal colors now. Hey, our clock is gone. is locked. Okay. No more writing there. Now we bright. Clock is back. We're back at midnight. Bathroom is open. It's dark in there, so obviously we have to go in. Still can't see ourselves. Don't trust the tap water. Hole. Nothing doing. Got a little bit screwy there. Still can't go out this door. Got a little screwy again there. Door is locked. Okay. Seems like looking
204863.
up here makes it get
204863.
kind of screwy.
204863. 2048.
1406, is that what it's saying? Thank you for that disclaimer. Okay. And we're back at the beginning. Oh hey, there's a table here. I don't think that was there before, so I think we're still progressing. Yeah, we're definitely still progressing. But we're back. Mr. Fetus is here. Okay, now we've got sort of a noxious screen. Mr. Fetus is still here. So these seem to be simple repetitions, though I'm sure that something is going to happen eventually. Okay. That's a beer can. Oh, toilet paper. That wasn't there during the weird freak out session. So from what I gather, this guy must have killed his wife and baby. Which is, of course, very Silent Hill. So that's back to your regular light fixture. Door of the bathroom is still open. Seems like it might be getting darker though. Guess we'll keep out. Also, I have to applaud them for these sort of tranquil scenes, which are obviously juxtaposed with all the weirdness that's going on. Except for this, I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. It's kind of weird. Wonder what books are there. I'm gonna choose to believe it's Harry Potter. Really should have paid our electric bill. Okay. We got a musical change. So, that's a good sign. That we're at least moving. Okay. We're in the red zone. And also, a technique I can appreciate was that they gave you light, and now they're slowly taking it away and giving you darker and darker hues here. There's no real consistency, and that's part of what makes it unsettling and really kind of stressful. Okay, our friend Mr. Fetus is still here. So these triggers must be... I feel like there must be separate triggers. Okay, we got dark blue. Or red. Flashlight seems to be dark blue now. But I mean, the hues are getting darker and darker. So it really, sort of gives a sense of helplessness. So now we're back to a more normal color, which is less unsettling. It's interesting because earlier, like when I got the flashlight, I was like, oh god, I've got a flashlight now. But, hey, banana. But now that I've experienced flashlights of different hues that were more difficult to see with, having just a normal colored flashlight is actually sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Comforting, I guess, in a way. But something that really... This game is good at establishing helplessness, because you feel like you're stuck in this loop that you have no control over. And that's really a big part of what makes scary games scary. At least those that focus on horror. Have control. Your fate is left to the will of something that you can't see, that you can't interact with. Plus, in the case of this game that I'm going through, there's no real interaction. There's no button I can press to make, I guess, to make me feel better, to know that I can manipulate the world, that I have some degree of control over what's happening. This, of course, is an extremely... Let's look in the toilet. This, of course, is an extremely philosophical point here. That as humans, we desire control. Having control makes us feel safe. This is why Resident Evil 4, though it had all the horror elements of the previous Resident Evils, didn't really feel quite as scary. Simply because you have more control, you have more options. You don't have to worry about conserving ammunition, that sort of thing. And a reason why, if you get the bonus and do like a rocket launcher run, doesn't feel nearly as scary. I haven't really looked over here. That's just a blurry picture. There. Forgive me, Lisa. There's a monster inside of me. Whoa. We got dark blue again. Mr. Fetus, always comforting. Can't go outside. Forgive me, Lisa, there's a monster inside of me. And now we're back to normal. Let's see. Either the light just changes after a number of repetitions just to screw with the player, or there's a trigger for it. Okay, now we're green. Question is, who is Lisa? I assume it's the, we've established that a woman was murdered. Most likely a year after she'd given, or perhaps a month after she'd given birth. We don't know the motive, other than maybe this guy is crazy. Lisa, there's a monster inside of me. Part of me wonders if inspecting this element has any effect on things. So now we're back to normal. And it's still a minute to midnight. So this might be Lisa. This might be the protagonist. Or at least the man involved in this section. Our old friend Mr. Fetus. The tap water that we can't trust. I wonder if that's a red herring though, because nothing has become of it. Okay, we've got ambient music. We've got breathing. Okay. Feel like we're making progress. We got them creepy noises. I mean, at some point, they're going to have to do something about going through this door. Like, the door is going to shut on me, or it's going to be locked. And that's going to be a very heavy psychological blow. And I feel like that has to be what they're setting up for. So inspecting that element, the game acknowledges inspecting that element. So knowing that, hey baby, that baby must be bored. It's not even crying anymore. Just like, I'm bored now. So yeah. This guy murdered his wife, is going a bit crazy because of it. This we can very clearly see. And of course this also plays into the definition of insanity. Repeating the same series of events and expecting a different outcome, which sort of what they're having you do. Nothing really in the hole. I can't enter the bathtub. I can only walk around it. Can't interact with anything in here. Oh, we've got bells chiming. Okay, so that's a element that was different before, unless it's just randomly triggered. I wonder what those candies taste like. What kind of candies are they? Miracle chocolates. What does a miracle chocolate taste like? I wonder what the chocolate bar is supposed to be. Buxton or something. We try to enter back the way we came. That triggered some noises, at least. Oh god! Okay, that one kind of got me. So it seems like going backwards was the correct solution. So now we're green. Got some buzzing. Now we're blue. Okay. Now we're back to regular white. Mr. Fetus is still here. The bathtub is still full. Really, the main thing here seems to be figuring out the triggers. Okay, we're still white. So what if I attempt to go back again? Door is locked. It's very unlikely it'll trigger anything though, just because I doubt that they would put the same method of progression in a row. Inspecting the mirror does nothing. Can't interact with the medicine cabinet. Shut up, radio. Again. Do know how to do those jump scares, don't they? But hey, that may have been progress, so can't complain. That was pretty effective. Don't expect that same jump scare more than once. Nope. Through the door. Okay, we don't have a time. Subtle change, but a change nonetheless. We got the time back. Progression or regression? That's the question. I mean, really, the expectation that something is going to happen at the end there is a little... Okay, so now we're green. We have the time. Friend Mr. Fetus. Bathtub is full. Forgive me, Lisa. The monster inside of me. Now we're back to white. Have the time. Really changed here. This thing is actually kind of longer than I expected. Why are these paintings so abstract? I do not agree with your taste in paintings. Gouge it out. Let's step into here, but then go back. See if that triggers anything. Okay, we got bells. Okay, we're back to 0. The air conditioner just kicked on and that freaked me out a little bit. Hopefully the mic's not picking it up too badly. Okay, now we're back to minute to midnight. Nothing's changed. It sounded like an animal noise or something. Like, it seems like the goal of the game is to just sort of formulaically break you down, which is probably why it's called PT. Which I suppose is, well, to me, since I work in the healthcare field, it means physical therapy, but physical training is what I've heard it referred to as. So let's go back and let's see if the clock shifted. Let's go back, try to enter the door. Locked. Did the clock shift? No. Okay. So that was unique to that instance. Well, wait, the bells are going off now, so did the clock shift? Yes, okay. So we know that waiting here without entering the teleportation door changes the time. So, time is dynamic. At least in respects to each loop. Okay. So we've got the moaning now. Coming from the radio. Do we get the jump scare? Yep. Okay. So let's try going back into the bathroom now. Nothing. Let's try going this way. Is there a jump scare around this corner? No. Well, I guess I should say that time is dynamic in terms of, still locked. Okay, we've got baby sounds now. Not coming from Mr. Fetus, though. Are they coming from the radio? Jump scare? No. Okay, let's try going through a door here and see if that affected anything. Okay, we're blue now. So what happens if we wait until midnight while we're blue? I guess we can at least walk around. So I mean, I suppose the size of this file, because it's really only a little over a gig, sort of belies its length just because there aren't a lot of assets. Most of them are the same assets reused and slightly altered. Okay, so now we've got midnight. We've got the sounds coming from the radio. We got the jump scare. No jump scare. Okay, so that's different. So let's try going back. Nope. Okay. got audio skipping. Here again? They got me again. That made me jump a little bit. Still, though, it's interesting that they establish her, Miss Ghost Lady, as a threat at the very beginning, because when she like slams you into the ground and is presumably like mutilating you, she seems very corporeal. I think that's how you pronounce that. Okay, no trigger down here. Okay, it's moaning again. Footsteps. Only when I'm walking, though, so they're my footsteps. Man, quit your hissing. Man, I applaud that voice actress.